on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Well, I see all y'all in the comment section. So eager to see TD back. No TD, just me. How's everybody's summer going? I'll wait for y'all to respond. Hi, Horse. Hi, Destin. I know, surprise, surprise. Hi, Roadrunner. Hi, Dolphin State of Mind. I tricked you guys. Hi, Clemente. I know so many of you guys are disappointed. I was reading all of your comments like, oh my gosh, they don't think I can come and bring the show about you guys' upcoming Super Bowl winning season. Hi, Ben. Hi, Chef Jew. How are you? Oh my gosh, See Awful. Thank you so much. Well, it's good to see you guys. Guys, I hate to break it to you guys, but TD has officially retired. And I'm going to be your new host. So, without further ado, everybody, welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphins fan. I am your new host, Hillary. So let's get into today's topic. Why are you coming in? I thought you were retired.
Are you kidding me?
I thought you were retired.
Are you serious?
You told me to tell them you were retired.
If you don't move,
You told me to tell them you were retired.
man.
I thought you were retired. I thought
Come
you were
on.
giving me the reins.
All right, come on.
I thought you were giving me the reins. I'm just kidding, guys. But I hope you all have had a lovely summer. Bye.
Funny. Love you.
Love you.
Oh my gosh, you
I thought you were retiring.
you did a countdown?
I did. You said you were retiring. You said I was the new host.
You was funny.
You said I was the new host.
Oh man. Let me get into this. Love you, baby. You ridiculous. I'm gonna get on you later. What's up, baby? Let's go. Let's go, baby. What's up, everybody? What is up? Let me go ahead. What is up? What's up, everybody? Man, we live.
I guess the goat's in the building.
Oh, I love you, baby. Bye-bye. Oh, man, we back, baby. We back. We are back. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. Man, we got a lot to talk about. God, oh my gosh, man. Listen, y'all. The 27th of last month. It's crazy. I think the 27th of last month was the last time I went live. It's been about 23 plus 4. It's been 27 days. It's been 27 days since I've been live. The wife I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The wife pulled me to the side last month, said, "You went hard last year. Just take a break, recoup," because I was in the process of telling her all the stuff I'm about to do. I'm going hard this year. I'm covering everything. Man, I'm going in. I am going to be nonstop this year. I am really finna, because this is our year. Well, at least it has to be. And we're going to talk about all that. This has to be our year. I got to be here for every moment, because if we win a Super Bowl, I don't want to miss a moment. And she just said, take time off, relax, enjoy the kiddos, enjoy your time away, spend some extra time with God, pray, get rejuvenated, get excited. Don't comment on Instagram, don't comment on Twitter, don't comment on YouTube. And some of y'all know I was sneaking on Twitter a little bit, Anyway, don't tell the wife. Never mind, she ain't here. Um, but yeah, man, it's been nonstop, and I know a lot of y'all have hit me up, worried about me. I've responded to most of y'all, but so many people were hitting me up, so it just got really overwhelming to respond. I said, well, let me just let the people know what's going on. And she just said no. Yeah, I was in prison. She put me in prison, but it wasn't a prison. It was a prison I want to visit. It was family prison. You know, had spent some time away, vacations, Key West, just out with the boys, you know, a lot of swimming, doing all that good stuff, man. And all I'm going to say is God is good to bless me in my life to allow me to be able to do that, you know, just take some time off. So thank God, man. So listen, y'all, we're about to kick. I'm going to get to everybody's super chats, by the way. I see y'all dropping some notes, some of the members and super chats. I'm going to get to those in a moment. But before we get started, man, we're going to kick off this year the right way. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this blessing of a family. We thank you for bringing us all together to congregate and enjoy, you know, a common hobby or enjoyment, or whatever you may call it. But God, we just thank you for fellowship. I thank you for all my brothers. I thank you for all my sisters that tune in, that I get to communicate with and talk to. We're grateful for your mercy and grace to allow us to be here today. And we're just asking that you rain your blessings upon what we have going on over here this year. Whether we win the Super Bowl or not, let it be well with us, God. And I ask that you just shower your blessings upon everybody who's viewing this stream, everybody who's not viewing this stream, and just the world that you created in general. Amen. And let everybody say amen. So we're going to start the season out that way, doing what I'm very passionate about. All right. But let's get in, man. Let's get in. We got a lot to discuss. You know, y'all know me. I don't know where to start, but we do got a lot to discuss. So, matter of fact, let me get my notepad. The wife just bought me a dolphin colored notepad because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to break down. I'm gonna give y'all my takes on everything that's been going on. Try to fit as much as I possibly can in. But it's definitely been I've been paying attention. I may have been off, but I've been paying attention to everything that's been going on. Now, to be fair, technically, we ain't missed nothing. There ain't nothing happening out here in these streets. Ain't nothing been happening, but there's a lot of discussions that have taken place, and we're gonna dive into that. Also, PFF QB Annual has been released. I have not even looked at it yet. I just saw that it has been released. So over the next several days, you know we're going to be breaking that down in great detail. Okay, there's a lot of people who have had things to say about the Dolphins. I'm going to give you my thoughts on those. We're just going to break everything that we possibly can down. But before we do, y'all go ahead and take care of me, as I always ask y'all. Punch that like button for this channel because we have been off for 27 days. The YouTube algorithm is not going to be our friend for at least 2 weeks. All right, I know how this works. When I miss 5 days, the YouTube algorithm is not our friend. They do not send the notifications out to our family members. They do not let people know that we are live. So viewership, I already knew this would happen. It will be down for at least 2 weeks. But to offset that, hit that like button, because the more likes we get, the more YouTube says, oh, there's more interest coming back on this channel. Let me send it out to some more of the subscribers, see if they want to come watch. And once people know that we're back over here, then we'll get our viewership back up. But I'm going to need your help to help me do it. So hit that like button. Also, we're going to continue to grow the channel. We're at 25,000. We are on the road to 30,000. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. But let's get it. Somebody said I got notified. Trust me, if you got notified, you're one of the individuals that watch this show quite a bit. You watch it more than the typical. If you're an avid watcher of this show, then they always notify those people. Okay? So and make sure that you turn on your notification bell. All right. Woo! Man, let me start out with my opening monologue, ladies and gentlemen. The video title is Miami Dolphins Super Bowl season begins now. It does. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. Where's my manners? Let me handle these super chats first real quick because I don't want to be rude to people who have showed their love and support. Shout out to all the members of the channel. I see some of y'all came through. Chef Jew, I love you, brother, as always, man. Hey, Burgos, all about the you. Y'all make sure y'all go check out his channel as well. And he donated and said, welcome back. Adam Sadowski said, let's go. I appreciate you, homie. Chef Jew said, let's go. Super Bowl is the goal. 3-time Super Bowl champs. We better be. We better be. Jersey Dolphin. He put the prayer emojis. Amen, brother. And one more, Adam Padilla. He said, welcome back, man. Thank you all for the welcome backs. Thank you all for the love and support. I can't read your comments right now this very moment. Now, if it's a super chat or one of the members, I'll get to it. But right now, I want to do my opening monologue and give you what's on my mind about this team as I've had the blessed opportunity to sit back and just soak in what we've done as an organization. Okay. So with that being said, listen, Miami Dolphins Super Bowl season begins now. What many Dolphin fans, I believe, they need to understand is the simple fact that we have to win a Super Bowl now. Just because we didn't go spend $50 million on a quarterback doesn't mean that we're in win now mode, that we're in win or bust mode. A lot of people look at the Jets as, man, you spent all that on the quarterback. You don't know how long he's going to be your quarterback. You have to win now. If you don't, it's a failure. Well, we didn't spend money on a quarterback. We spent money on weapons around our quarterback. And we are no different than the New York Jets. We have to win now. And we don't only have to win now, we have to win a Super Bowl now. I have heard many people say that, if we just win our first playoff game, that's a good start. No, it's not. See, what a lot of people don't realize is we barely ever go to the playoffs to begin with. And when we do, we always lose. But let's not forget, even in the past, when we made the playoffs and won a long time ago, we didn't get the Lombardi outside of 72. And I know a lot of people don't like to look at it that way, but at the end of the day, every single season you don't get the Lombardi is a failure. Because that's what you played the game for, the ultimate prize. Mano y mano, going up against another team, trying to show them why you are better than them physically, mentally, and every facet of the game. Last year, 31 teams failed. I don't care if you were the Houston Texans or another team that was tanking, you failed last year. Because you still go out and try to win games and win a Lombardi. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be honest with yourself, when is the last time we've had a roster this good? Many of you all can't recall. And some of you can't, some of you even way back when can't recall. The talent on this roster is immense. The talent on this roster is Super Bowl ready. Now, it's more than just talent on a team to win a Super Bowl. There's a lot of things that have to take place. Great coaching, great execution, accountability, leadership, so many things, and a little luck. So many things have to happen in the season. And I'm not going to sit here and live this year under the premise of let's just get a playoff win and build from there. Because what a lot of people don't realize is we're no longer building something. We've already built it. Now, do you all remember the constant years of 9-7, 10-6, 8-8, 7-9, 9-6, 7, 10-6, 8-8, 7-9. Do y'all remember between the 2000s and 20 last year? How about that? Do y'all remember in the last 20 years, we've had like a perpetual state of those 4 records? Because once we've built the team, all we've done to try to win a Super Bowl over the years is remodel the house. The foundation is there. It's built. All you can do from this point on is remodel the house. And I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't win a Super Bowl this year, any remodeling we do in the next 5 years is not going to be better than the roster we have now. Let me say that again. The house is built, foundation steady, roof has no leaks. But over the next 5 years at a minimum, any remodeling inside will not be better than this original version of the brand new house. Well, we can draft and this and that, and we can get better. That's generally true. But the problem with that is that some of the players we're going to have to replace in the next 2 to 3 years are some of the greatest players of all time at their position. And they don't come around like you could just pick them off trees anytime you want. I don't care how good of receivers you find, you will never find another Tyreek Hill. I don't want to say never, but you get my point. The odds of you finding another Tyreek Hill are slim to none. The odds of you drafting another Laramie Tunsil or a player of the caliber of Teron Armstead is very hard. The odds of finding your next Xavier Howard doesn't just come around at the snap of a finger. Same with Jalen Ramsey. These type of guys don't just first round pick, we got them automatic. So as we start to replace these guys over the next 2 and 3 years, the odds are 99% chance you can find a good player, but they will not be as good as what you have now. So all remodeling after this season could very well, all remodeling could very well not be as good as this original house. So you have to do it now. Because if you don't do it now, what makes you think you're going to do it next year or the year after with less? As you can see, Christian Wilkins doesn't have a deal yet. Why is that? Because Chris Grier has tough decisions to make. Why does he have tough decisions to make and he don't just cut the check like everybody else that's playing defensive tackle gets? Because he understands what's coming in the next 2 to 3 years with the veteran players and the new players. We're in a peculiar situation, ladies and gentlemen, where we have to win now. And winning now will cure all because things get easier for the team because people want to be here after winning. You win a Super Bowl, you might get the restructures that you really want. You might get the deals that you want. All of those things start to fall in place the way that you like them to fall in place. Still can't keep everyone, but you can get the bargain deals. just like the Chiefs continue to find every year. So, the notion in our community, let's just win a playoff game and start there, is a cop-out. This team is built to win a Super Bowl, and we should win one this year. I'm excited overall because I'm hopeful. I'm encouraged that our defense shocks us. When you have Emmanuel Ogbah and Jalen Phillips coming out praising Fangio, I'm hoping that really translates into great execution on that side of the ball this year. Why? Because I know a lot of people don't want to hear this from me, but I'm concerned about our offense this year. Why would you be concerned about the offense this year? If everybody's healthy, we have one of the top offenses. If everyone's healthy, we have one of the top offenses on paper. The issue that I have is we cannot sit here as we've continued to do over the last 5 months, 6 months, and ignore the way that our season ended. The truth of the matter is, I don't know how to conclude our season due to all the injuries and the incompletes. But the one thing that I'm nervous about, that no one can answer truthfully nor honestly, is were we figured out? We don't know. But it is a realistic possibility. And I'm hopeful that that's not the case. I'm really hopeful that's not the case. Because as we were rocking and rolling, teams playing zone coverage against our offense, and we were just eating them up, going up and down the field, we hit a brick wall and never really seemed to recover from it. We literally hit a brick wall and never truly recovered from it. Our execution in the last 6 games was horrid. And might I add, a lot of people are ignoring the fact, if I'm not mistaken, did we end the season 1-5 or 1-6? Were we figured out? Whether we were figured out or not, I'm optimistic and hopeful that our defense will carry the way until we know the answer to that question. Mike McDaniel has a lot on his plate this year to prove that he is a legitimate head coach in the NFL. We don't know what he is as a head coach yet. His first season, he had a winning record at 9-8. But when you look at Brian Flores, his second season, 10-6 or 10-7. We don't know. That's not how you judge it. You need a greater sample size to tell us what a player, coach, or anyone is. It's no different when you look at guys like Brock Purdy. Great execution last year. Let me see it again so I can know. So Mike McDaniel has a lot to prove this year because last year there were question marks about him as well. Mike Gesicki's execution, Cedric Wilson's fall off the earth, play calling, decision making, clock management. We can't afford to lose games this year for any of those reasons. We can't. The AFC East, ladies and gentlemen, has gotten really tough. I hate to bring this up, by the way. since we don't have training camp for the Miami Dolphins yet, and the Jets have already started, I know a lot of y'all have been forced to see a few of their highlights, lowlights, and all of that. I know. And we try to take the lowlights and pick on them. But anybody watching right now feel the way I feel? They look like they got a little something over there cooking? Or is it just me? Now, I know it's the Jets. They'll win 6 games anyway. They're bums. But I've seen the clips. I've seen it. I see some of the chemistry. And, you know, I ain't giving them credit for nothing. But I see what they doing. I see what they're doing. I just need to see what the Dolphins are doing. And y'all know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, training camp starts next Sunday. Y'all already know what time it is. You will get around-the-clock coverage from TD. Round-the-clock coverage, baby. Me and my squad, me and my guys, we'll be there. Me and my peoples, my people, my cousins and stuff, we'll be there. You already know where I be at the top 50. Watching it all, streaming it, play-by-play, a verbal play-by-play, and I turn on the camera on occasions when, you know, the lookers ain't looking because, you know, they got security everywhere looking. We'll be there. And I'll be giving y'all detailed coverage of everything that's going on in every snap. So you ain't got to be on Twitter, on every beat writer giving you 15 plays of the day. Nah, you're going to get all 250 from TD. Both fields. Field number 1, Skylar, overthrows. Field number 2, Tua, deep ball, touchdown, in stride, y'all. Y'all already know every play. So make sure you turn your notifications on. We back at it again. Y'all know I don't sugarcoat nothing in training camp. I tell you when I see good things. I tell you when I see bad things. And let me say this. It's so funny because training camp for the last few years has been very indicative of what's happened in the season. It's mirrored what happened in the season. I know we have right now because I see the mod squad in here. I see the members in here. That means we have some people who have been in this channel for a long time. And watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Just pay attention to the chat. If my members, mod squad, or anybody who's been here for a long time, I want to see if y'all remember last year. What are some of the things that I told you in training camp last year? Do you remember? Did I tell you every time the defense runs on, our offense is murdering them? So any team that runs on and give open lanes, I even said it in training camp last year, we're going to have an MVP quarterback. Anybody play press man, any of that, it ain't looking good. It's been the same thing. I said the run game hadn't really been existing at all. Thank God we went and traded for Jeff Wilson because that's when it really changed for us. O-line, still the same issues, but shout out to Mike McDaniel because one thing a lot of people don't recognize that he did in the regular season, unlike Brian Flores, he recognized that his O-line wasn't worth nothing. So about 30% of all of our plays had max protection. 2-man routes, 3-man routes, max protections. It was times we had 3 players blocking the center, 3 players blocking the defensive end. So a lot of things that happened in training camp was very indicative of the regular season. And it's so funny because in training camp, we barely seen the starting secondary. And just like throughout the year, it was problems in the secondary. But I will be giving you a live play-by-play coverage, all the details, unbiased, telling you exactly what happened. Y'all already know how I analyze football. I am a nitpicker because I want to win. I think that the small details are why teams win. They focus on the little things. If you focus on all the little things, you'll make less mistakes. I am not one of those fans who ignore the little things, and then whenever they catch up with you and bite you, we're scratching our head like, what happened? No, we're going to know over here on this channel. Another thing I want to let you all know, the Miami Dolphins are not done, in my opinion. I believe we still have 2 to 3 more moves that we can make to make this team better, and that we will make to make this team better. We'll talk about those in the coming days as well. And last but not least, to close out my opening monologue, let me be clear with everyone who watches this channel. If you're a real Dolphin fan, whether you believe in him or not, we need our quarterback to play at a high level consistently this year and lead us. And we should all be behind that happening. I'm not talking about honest and fair analysis, because by all means, we will always have honest and fair analysis over here about strengths and weaknesses. But if you're not behind him being successful this year, you should question yourself. We all should want him to lead, because it's going to be hard to have a roster like this again. We need him to be the guy. We need him to be great. We need him to show up for the occasion and do it consistently. Will he? Time always tells. But we will always have fair, honest analysis over here, whether it makes him look good or bad. But at the end of the day, please understand my stance. I'm supporting him and need him to be great this year. And when he does, I'm going to praise him. And when he doesn't, I am going to have a problem with it and be clear about my problems. That's who I am, what I am, why I am. And I'll let that be that, because I'm not going to. One thing that I did realize, I don't want to waste my time too much going back and forth with people about nonsense anymore. At the end of the day, this team as a whole needs to win and get it done this year. There's no more playing games. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I don't want none of the fake hype. I don't want any of the hoorah just to make you feel good. I want real, true execution on the field. I don't care what someone's Madden rating is. It could be 73 this year and 85 next year, and then next year, it's back to 60. I don't care what their Madden rating is. I don't care what ESPN says that someone is, whether they're 15 or 1. What I care about is what's going on that field. Are you executing? Yes or no? Are you executing? Yes or no? Are you helping us or are you hurting us? And the answer to those can change weekly. All right. All right. Thank y'all for allowing me to get that off. Now I want to go ahead and get started. But before I get started, if y'all can go ahead and help me out, because I want to make sure that I'm mic got knocked down. Sorry, y'all. I'm moving books over here and stuff. I want to make sure that I give you all the answers that you've been looking for since I've been gone. Okay. So what we're going to do is what we were doing before I left, so that I can have an opportunity to answer all of your questions, comments, or concerns. We're going to make a hot list of the things that you would like to hear me talk about and or address since I've been gone for 27 days. I was going to come back tomorrow and make it 28 days, make it even 4 weeks, like a month, but decided, hey, I want to get back to work, baby. So without further ado, in the comment section, place your questions that I can answer or that you would like me to talk about. Put them in the comment section, and I'm going to try to take the top 20 and stop right there, okay? Man, I hope all y'all been okay, though, all right? Are you eating more blueberries? No, we out of season. I eat a specific brand, and they out of season. After hearing about Cook, do you still want him? Great question. Cook. Want him? That's a good one. That'll be the first one. All right. Wilkins. All right. O-line coach. Connor Williams. All right. Will defense be top 5? Hill situation. My current thoughts. All right. Jets, Bills. Who's scarier? All right. Hold on. A-chain ceiling for year 1. Okay. How can Tua get better? All right. Thank y'all so much. We getting there. Middle linebacker. Who takes it? Noah making roster. All right. What does Austin Jackson breakout mean for us? Whew, I love that question. Love that question. All right. Some of y'all writing incomplete questions. Keys to the division. Keys to the division. Offense thought overall. Overall. All right. You wrote Liam Eichenberg. What do you want to know about him? What do you do about Liam Eichenberg? All right. Extra DT. All right. Do we? All right. Number 3 target on offense. Okay. Tua preseason action. Will we see any Tua preseason action due to last year? Um, 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 I'm trying to get some good questions. Tyreek, will Tyreek get 2,000? We got two more I'm gonna take. So put your questions in the comment section. Put your questions in the comment section. I'm gonna take two more, guys. Will they run the ball more? Those asking about those O-line questions, I'm actually intentionally skipping those because I'm actually going to do a whole show on the O-line later this week. Something that I wanted to do. Okay. We'll talk about all of it. So I'm not ignoring you. Just FYI. Cap casualties. All right. Cap casualties. And I'll put number 21. Number 2 QB. I saw somebody put that. All right. Thank y'all so much for all of those great questions. And as of right now, I'm going to go through and answer as many as I possibly can, hopefully all of them. And then when I'm done, I'll probably ask again what other questions if we have the time. But again, before we get started, please hit the like button for me. We're almost at 300 people with only 167 likes. Like I told you, viewership should be down for the next 2 weeks. Due to the fact that I've been gone for 4 weeks almost. But to have 285 people watching right now, that's pretty amazing, honestly. I thought I had like 80 people because I know how YouTube be. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get it up. Hit the like button so we can go ahead and get started. Before I do, let me go ahead and handle the most recent super chats because I'm greatly appreciative of those who show love and donate to the channel. Shout out to the homie Milky. He said, thank God, TD, the Dolphins will win the Super Bowl. We better. That's where I'm at with it. Andres, what's up, man? He said, TD, been on vacation before the season starts. Now he is ready to talk to him. McDaniels adjustments and Fangio system. Fins up, Super Bowl champs 2024. Yeah, man, I figure, hey, why not go on vacation when the team goes on vacation? You know what I mean? Whole team been on vacation, right? Why, go the same time as them. Right? Milky just became a member. Salute to you, homie. And welcome to the membership, man. Welcome to the family, brother. Greatly appreciate it, man. That's what's up. All right. Ballin' B Money said, any word on Cook situation? That's in our questions. I'm going to answer that and handle it. TD, you don't even know when training camp starts. Training camp starts this week. I'm talking about training camp for the fans starts next Sunday. Training camp starts this week. But for the fans to attend, it's next Sunday. That's when it starts for me. That's when training camp starts for me, next Sunday. Because I have proven on this channel, we've been doing this for 5 years now, okay? I have proven on this channel, I can't go off of what we get from the media in training camp. I proved that on this channel. 3 years ago, my first appearance at training camp, I proved it. We learned something very valuable about how our very own people that we trust to give us the news about everything going on, Miami Dolphins, how biased they are, how they leave things in, leave things out that they choose to. I'm going to be honest with you. That's the only reason I go to training camp. I don't want to be going down there to training camp every year. I moved to Central Florida, born and raised in South Florida, but I live in Central Florida. I don't be wanting to take that drive, spending my money, doing all that. That's why I'm grateful for the donations. But I go because I'm tired of getting lied to. Leaving out who threw the pick, leaving out, only talking about the good plays. You want to know how they, when y'all hear training camp, don't you want to know what's really going on? Don't you want to know what's really happening in camp so you can get a real take on what we need to hurry up and do before the season starts to make the team better? I'm telling you, we got sick of it over here, man. That's the only reason I go. Because when I was at home, just like all of y'all, we got 15 tweets from every beat writer about what happened in all of camp. My first year, I dropped 260 tweets in day one, and all of them were different plays. Warm-ups, red zone work, 11 on 11, 7 on 7s, 1-on-1s. All of that stuff matters. All of it matters. But to show some respect to our beat writers, I stopped knocking them for it. Because to be in that room, you got to be liked. You got to be liked to be in that room. Go along, get along. You can't tell too much of the truth. But you don't get invited to all of the events, all of the opportunities to be in that room. And that's the only thing I don't like about our media is the fact that they've sold out the truth to be in that room. I get it, though. It's their job. I get it. Okay? But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Again, those who donated to the channel, I appreciate your love and support. Those who hit the like button is greatly appreciated. Just love all y'all, man. Let's get into it, okay? Question number 1, Dalvin Cook. I know y'all saw the recent reports that came out about Dalvin Cook. The Miami Dolphins will not be getting Dalvin Cook anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to go back and forth whether the allegations are true or false. I'm not here to do none of that. I've seen a lot of the information on both sides. I've seen the information she's provided on her side, pictures, photos, statements, court documents. I've seen all of that. I've seen the things he said and the things he provided on his side. I'm not here to go back and forth about something that hasn't been resolved in the court system yet, which there's a hearing tomorrow on the matter as well. But he will not be a Dolphin anymore. And if he is a Miami Dolphin, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's just pure desperation that Chris Greer is admitting, hey, we're desperate and we're going now. We got to win now. But the chances of getting Dalvin Cook at this point are cooked. They're cooked. I'm not going to say we're not getting them, though. But in my opinion, they're cooked. Okay? What I will say is this, though. Dolphin fans, pick and choose who you want to be outraged with over allegations. Pick and choose. I guess I said that wrong. Stop picking and choosing who you'll be outraged with and who you won't. For some reason, our fan base can't treat everybody the same. Well, we want him, so it's all good. We don't want him, so I can't believe he did that. I don't want him. Stop picking and choosing who you want to call innocent or guilty or make excuses for or get on. Based off of your personal preference on whether you want them on the team or not. It's a shame. I see same people out here, if they want them on the team, they lying. They just trying to do that. And if they don't want them on the team, oh, no, we can't have that. Look at it. Stop. Please stop. Okay? But the Dalvin Cook situation, I'm gonna be honest with you, in my personal opinion, at this point of the season, with all the unknowns and all the stuff that came out, the Miami Dolphins, from a PR standpoint, they're not gonna do it. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it would hurt Cook more than anything. You got some video of him trying to get away from her and she won't let him. And then you got her testimony of another event that happened. Just because she put him in a corner one time and wouldn't let him get away don't mean that's the situation that happened the other time. And we don't know. So at the end of the day, all we know is those pictures have been released of her face. And that's just not good PR. And on top of that, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the heck truly happened. All I know is he offered $800,000. She said, go kick rocks. And then he upped it to $1 million and she said, go kick some more rocks. I ain't taking your settlement. And the settlement wasn't to tell the police or the court system that, oh, I didn't do nothing. That was offered just to tell the NFL that she was lying. I'll pay you $1 million if you just tell the NFL that you're lying, that it never really happened. That's whether you did or not. That's foul play right there. And this ain't a speculation. This is court documented in a deposition that he did it, and he admitted he knew of it. And he did authorize the increase from $800,000 to $1 million. So there you have it right there. That alone. You basically trying to get her to lie to the end. I don't know if it's a lie because he could have been paying her to tell the truth because, again, he's maintaining his innocence. So we don't know. But that's tough. And Roger Goodell's going to see that. And Roger Goodell's going to be like, man, you tried to pay her just to tell me that it ain't happened? Ooh. So I'll tell you this much. Maybe the Vikings releasing him ain't more so about being able to afford him than we think. Have anybody ever thought about that? Maybe knowing that this was coming for months. Remember, this was months with the Vikings. Not only that, they were trying to trade him to Miami months ago. They already knew what was coming down the pipeline. Slim chance he'll be a Miami Dolphin. Y'all go ahead and put a dagger in that one. Still can happen, but again, conventional wisdom it ain't. But we've seen stranger things. So hopefully I gave you a good, fair opinion on that without dogging any side, since we weren't there and we don't know the facts behind the matter. Hopefully I answered your question as best as I possibly can, and I didn't leave anything out. But let's move on. But before we move on, let me say what I've been telling y'all anyway. We are fine in the running back room. We are just fine in the running back room. Matter of fact, no, let's for a brief moment stay on this topic because I need y'all to understand something. I'm about to say something that probably will blow y'all mind, but hear me out. There's a piece of me that feels like Dalvin Cook would have actually hurt our running game. Because Dalvin Cook is what you consider a bell cow. He's the main guy. He's going to get 70% of the carries. And the problem is he wasn't coming to Miami to be the bell cow. He was coming to Miami to be by committee, which takes away from his game. Why does it take away from his game? Because I've already explained to you all, Dalvin Cook is the type of running back who gets 1 yard, 0 yards, -2, 3 yards, 1 yard, 0 yards, -2, 1 yard, 2 yards, -3, 45. Now he averages 5 yards a carry just from the 45-yard run. See, when you're a bell cow and you get the primary carries, it can even out by the end of the game. Just like Derrick Henry, you can stuff him, well, bam, nigga, that big old gasher. But at least with Derrick Henry, he fall forward. And on top of it, Derrick Henry be having them games where there go 7, there go 9, there go 13. Dalvin Cook ain't a 7, 9, 13, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 4, 13, 6, 7. That ain't who he is. Dalvin Cook is a 1, 3, 0, -2, 7, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, -1, 45. That's who he is. And I feel like that might actually hurt our running game because now you got committee, and when Cedric Wilson come in, that would have been your 45, but it's Cedric Wilson's turn. You see what I mean? It might not have had even have been for us. And another thing, what the heck did we get A-Chain for? I mean, you drafted this guy, one of the fastest in the league. You sure as heck better use him. You don't let that speed sit on the bench. A-Chain need to be your third back, and you probably want to go ahead and tell Tyreek and them chill out on the returning. A-Chain can do some returning, some kick returning duties. A-Chain should be a number 3 running back, special teams returner, kick and punt, a slot receiver, your screen guy, all of that. He should be your Swiss Army knife. You'll think he's a starter at the end of the day. That's what he should be. And I'm skipping here, but somebody asked about A-Chain in one of these questions. A-Chain's ceiling for year 1. His ceiling all depends on Mike McDaniel. But if I were Mike McDaniel, I am using him as my primary full-time special teams guy, returner. He's going to be my third back, getting about 15% of the carries. Remember, he's a rookie. We don't need him to have a huge workload. A dedicated 15%. He get in there on occasions and make something happen on the third down, and we still might hand it off. And I want to use him whenever we dialing up bubble screens. I want to use him out of the slot. I got to use that speed. I'm using him in motion on the wheel route. I got to use that speed. He should have a big role. He should have a whole bunch of small roles, which all together give him a big role on the team. That would be his ceiling in year 1 for me. Now, if he get an opportunity and he breaking out and he's stealing carries and he's working his way, that's just all icing on the cake, But then, I mean, conventional wisdom, you can't rely on that. Remember, another thing, y'all. I see a lot of times we get so caught up on what we have and we make it everything. Speed kills. But it ain't everything. There's other things in this game you got to be able to do. And again, until we see him taking on a linebacker, a blitz and safety or a blitz and linebacker, and pick those up with the high level of success to take care of the quarterback, until we see that from A-Chain, it's just like Gesicki. That's going to tell you his future on this team. That's going to tell you his future on this team. Because if he can't pick up blocks, he's going to be limited anyway in when he can be on the field. And that leads me to another topic on here that somebody asked, will they run the ball more? Oh, my gosh. Y'all hear me out. We're not going to run the ball more. Hopefully I'm wrong. But I don't think we're going to run the ball more. I don't think we're going to run the ball more. Last year's revelation, I want to apologize. McDaniel said, I want to apologize to the running backs. We should have ran the ball more. This and that, and this. We're not going to run the ball more. We're going to set out to, and people are going to complain about the success level of it. And it ain't going to have nothing to do with whether or not we brought in Dalvin Cook. But I don't think we're going to run the ball more. You can't run the ball more. He can say that. It sounds good. But when you got Tyreek and Waddle, you can't run the ball more. Let me ask y'all a question. Did we have a problem with Tyreek and Waddle last year? We didn't need to run the ball more. Now, when we ran into games like San Francisco and stuff like that, and then it was like, we should have ran the ball more. We ain't gonna run the ball more. They want to run the ball more, but we're not gonna do it. Mark my words. Y'all will see. Y'all will see. And again, that don't make me right. This is just a personal feeling of mine. Feeling. I ain't got no facts to sit behind it. I personally feel like we are not going to run that ball more. Now, don't get me wrong. If we threw it 60 last year and ran it 40, okay, it might be a 57-43 split, but we ain't 50-50 in this thing. It will be passing more than running once again. Watch. Y'all will see. And that takes me to a subject that I really don't like. Tyreek Hill in this 2000 proclamation. I am so tired of hearing about 2,000 yards. I hate the thought of it. I hate it. First of all, do y'all understand how hard it is to get 2,000 yards? Do you understand how hard it is to get 2,000 yards? And people out here lying, well, if Tua wasn't hurt, we would have got. No, y'all. Do y'all realize Tyreek only averaged 10 yards less a game without Tua? Don't forget, in Minnesota and some other games, Tyreek still put up yards. He still was on his normal average. Do you know how much more would have to happen? And once again, to even pursue 2,000 yards, we ain't running the ball more. Like, do y'all not understand? Tyreek Hill's pursuit of 2,000 yards is a detriment to this team. It's a detriment. It means you're not going to have balance. Because what? Waddle going to get 1,500? What, you going to get 3,500 between two receivers? Somebody said he had 1,700 without knowing the playbook. You should be happy about that. Because a lot of them yards came because he didn't know the playbook. He was just going deep. Him knowing the playbook might even bring him down more. And I'm going to tell y'all, if they pursuing 2,000 for him and they really trying to go get it, the interceptions going to go up because teams have figured us out. Teams have figured us out. That's the reality. Give me one moment. Yeah, I think I put it in the fridge. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, teams have figured us out for the most part in that regards. Like I said, 2,000 yards for Tyreek Hill can hurt us more than help us. And I know a lot of people may not see it that way, but it absolutely terrifies me. I want a balanced team, running the ball, passing the ball. I want Chosen and all those guys to get involved. My computer froze up on me. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm good now. But yeah, I want Chosen and all of those guys to get involved. I want defenses to not know where it's going to come from because they are going to scheme for Tyreek and Waddle. As soon as teams start scheming for those guys, we had issues. And let's just call it what it is. As soon as they start scheming, We had issues. See, people don't understand that Tyreek pretty much is almost like the way things were going. 17 games. Don't forget that. That means he basically averaged 100 yards per game, almost 101. He averaged 101 yards per game. And what people need to realize in averaging 101 yards a game, go look at when his production went down. The last 8 games of the season. Now, I understand the Jets game and the Patriots game wasn't even with our starting quarterback. But look at the 6 games before that. 44 yards, 85 yards, 81 yards, 69 yards. Green Bay was 103. That was pretty nice. Which game was that where he picked the ball up out of the fumble and ran it for the touchdown? Do y'all remember that? What game was that? Do y'all remember what game he picked the ball up out of the forgot what game that was. Chargers? Got it. Chargers game. Let me see something. Give me a second. All right. Let me put that down right here. All right, cool. We got it. And they gave him in the Chargers game. I don't know why they gave him rushing yards on that. Okay, cool. But so look at the end of the season. Look at the end of the season. Some of his lowest games under the average. Team started to hone in on that. And right before the end of the season, go back to start like week 9, 143 yards. Week 8, 188. Week 6, 177. Week 4, 160. You see the trend there? Week 2, 190. Tyreek got all his work in at the beginning of the season. He got a lot of that in at the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season. And the truth is that was with and without Tua. Minnesota game without Tua. 177 yards. 177 yards. Without. Cincinnati game, 160. About 120 of it came without. Because he got hurt. And Teddy was actually slinging the rock to him. So I'm concerned about this 2000. This is why I need our defense to be top notch this year. All right. Let's move along. Let's get to Christian Wilkins. Let's get to this conversation with Christian Wilkins. I've been trying to tell people, the Dolphins have to do what's best for the team. Christian Wilkins, I personally believe they're going to give him a contract. Okay. He's going to get a good contract. He's going to be happy. He just came out and said, regardless of the contract not being done yet, he's not going to hold out. He's going to show up to work. And that's Christian Wilkins fashion. They'll give him a contract. But again, just like I told y'all with Laramie Tunsil, they could trade him. He could be traded. He could be traded. And if they were to trade a guy like Christian Wilkins, it's simply because Chris Greer is starting to build his insurance policy and hide the fact that all the moves he made, he had to make that decision. Telling y'all it's possible. It's possible. Hopefully they get a deal done, but it's possible. because a lot of people don't want to recognize the state that the Miami Dolphins are in financially. Everybody want to make excuses and think that it's all good. I promise y'all, 2 years from now, we're going to be scratching our head, wondering why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? Just do it anyway, and all of that. All those conversations. Why would we cut him? Why would we trade him? Why wouldn't we just give him his money? It's going to happen. It's already set up to happen. One of the curses of having all those first round picks and stuff like that, if they hit, you got to pay them. So, this is going to be interesting to see what they do. The man is playing on his 5th-year option. And if you don't get a deal done right now, he is a unrestricted free agent. Y'all don't have no say unless you franchise tag him. But we're talking about a player who doesn't have a history of injury. And if you franchise tag him, you would have been better off giving him a deal. Because if you franchise tag him, you're going to be paying $24, $25 million next year. You see what Aaron Donald getting, Quinnen Williams, and all of them? You're going to be paying $24+ million on a franchise tag. And you can't manipulate that number because it's a franchise tag. It's a hard hit to the cap. The same year that you got a hard hit on Tua's salary. Somebody said a transition tag, everyone wins. Hold on. What's the value of a transition tag for a defensive tackle? Does the values change by position? And again, you're not going to transition tag Christian Wilkins, because then you would be disrespectful to somebody who's done it the right way the whole time. And he's going to want his money. Somebody said Lamar was on a transition tag, but they gave him the deal. So just give him his money. And the only reason they gave Lamar the deal is because he was going to hold out. If Lamar said, I ain't holding out, I'm going to show up to work, he would have played on that transition tag this year and they wouldn't have gave him no deal. And I'm like, oh, good. So it's going to be a little messy situation. We're all just waiting. But at the same token, y'all got to understand what I keep trying to explain to y'all. We're in some trouble financially because we just know Christian Wilkins is the big fish. Zealer wants his money right now, and his agent done made it clear. My client wants to be paid his worth now. Connor wants his money, and Connor's sitting out. Connor sat out voluntaries in mandatory minicamp. He sat out. He said, "No, I want my money." We ain't heard nothing about Robert Hunt. That's been a quiet front, but he won his money. Don't forget that. Robert Hunt sitting right there too, like, what's up? We got people on this team need to get paid right now. And none of them have gotten paid yet. So we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. Let me see if I can pull this up for y'all. Okay, we got it. No, they didn't. Oh, crap. Mm. Oh, I see you in here, Q. He said, nah, he was there at mandatory. He only sat out voluntary. Q, you might want to redo your research. He didn't show up to mandatory, bro. Connor Williams didn't show up to mandatory. He sat out mandatories. You forget Mike McDaniel's press conferences. We've been in contact with them. Remember, Eichenberg was taking those snaps in mandatories. He sat out mandatories. That's a fact. Not sure where you got that from. I can double check, but I'm like very confident and sure that he sat out mandatory, bro. He ain't been in the building. He ain't been in the building all season. So it was reported he showed up to mandatory, but did not join the team training. He did his own training. He didn't show up. Mike McDaniel sat on the podium and told us they've been in constant communication with him. He did not show up. It's not that he sat out. Teron Armstead, a lot of them sat out. We know the people who were present that sat out. He didn't come. He did not show up. There were several players that came but sat out. Connor was one that didn't show up. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Matter of fact, yesterday the article came out that Christian Wilkins saying that he's going to be at camp should be a lesson to Connor Williams. Yeah, look it up, bro. I promise you. But again, regardless, let's see what happens this week. Let's see what happens this week. Okay, but we got some people that need to get their money. Everybody keep asking me, what do I think about the old line coach? What about him? Did something happen? Or you just want to know my thoughts of him? If it's just my pure thoughts of the O-line coach, I don't care who it is. Get the job done. I done heard some good names not get the job done. So get the job done. Get the job done. I'm sick of it. Someone asked, will the defense be a top 5? Whoo, now that is a great question. That's a great question. We hope so. Yeah, like guys, I'm one of the few people out here that pays attention to every team. There's some good defenses out there. Like, will we be better than the Jets defense? Like, I know we're the Dolphins and I know we're Dolphin fans, but I study these other teams. Some could argue the Jets have a better defensive front than us, and their secondary is darn good. I mean, there are some good defenses out here, man. I mean, it's quite a few, honest. It's like 10 teams that's stacked on D and like 8 of them in the AFC. Lancelot said, who's more scary, Jets or Bills? That's on my list. I'm going to cover that. I'm going to hit it next since you sent a donation, though. But back to the, will the D be top 5? Let me say this. That all depends on our linebacker play. That simply depends on our linebacker play. I'm going to tell you now, you find the top 10 defenses, we got the weakest linebacker group. I'm just going to throw that out there. I ain't looking at it. I'm just going to automatically guess you line up the top 10 defenses, we got the weakest linebacker group. Now, we talk about, with Jalen Phillips on the edge at the outside linebacker and all of that stuff, the scheme different. But, y'all, I'm talking about more so the interior D-line. So, defenses you really got to be worried about that we play, that's another thing. The Commanders. Y'all, we look at them like, the Commanders. No, they got one of the best defenses in the NFL. From top to bottom, I promise you. The Jets, the Browns, Denver. Don't let the second half of the season fool you with them. Denver. There are some defenses out here, man. Some really good ones. But yeah, anyway, hold on. But yeah. Top 5, man, that's our hope. If we are top 5, we straight. If we top 5, we should be able to beat anybody. Because the one thing that this team will always have is that one explosive play a game. The one thing that this team will always have at a minimum is that one explosive play a game. And I'm telling you, in them defensive juggernaut games where it's back and forth and punts, it comes down to that team that has that one explosive play. Because as long as we putting it up there and you got Tyreek, he going to go get one of them. He's going to go get one of them. That's what allows you to be able to compete with anybody. But the problem this year is when you look at our schedule, we play against most of the top defenses in the NFL. I'm going to just tell you a division. NFC East. That whole division is it on defense. Except I don't know about the Giants. I don't study that team. Something bit me. I don't know about that team. That's the one team I don't really study much of. I got to go look into it. I got to go see where the Giants defense rank and then look at some film and see some of the scheme and myself. So I don't know. But the Cowboys D is going to be serious. The Eagles, Lord have mercy. And the Commanders, I know, are the truth on defense. We play all 3 of them. We got the Jets twice. That's 5. Baltimore about to be something nasty this year on defense. That's 6. Because trust me, they're going to be out to get us after what we did last time. And Buffalo always got a top 10 D. I just never care about them because the thing about Buffalo, they're just dumb. They play us straight up every time. Like, they don't scheme against us almost. It's like they just play their base against us. And that's why we always having like sometimes a shootout. But they got a top defense. But I never worry about them. Tennessee, always coming with it because it's Vrabel. And he know exactly the type of defense that rattles us. Denver, we play. Chargers, again, we got to get over that hump. We got to make it right week 1. What happened last year, we got to make right. That's 9 right there. And I'm sure it's more on our schedule. And y'all know the Patriots D always play us tough. The problem is we always get that one big play against them. And that's twice. That's 11 games right there. 11 games right there. And I got to think and go through our schedule because I know it's probably more. I'm just not thinking about our opponents really. Chiefs, I don't know what they D rank though. I don't really be paying attention to their defense either. So I don't know if they got a top 10 defense. But I named 11 great defenses right there that we got to play. $11. And who else do we? Let me just pull up our schedule. I'm tripping. Let me see if I'm missing anybody. Sorry about that. I could have just did this from the get-go. All right. Defense is just going to be a problem for us. Here we go. Chargers, Patriots twice, Denver. Again, I don't put Buffalo in there. Even though, I mean, they're going to be something. I just never put them in there. Giants, I don't know much about them to put them in there. Panthers, Carolina, they usually have a good D, but I don't know much about their defense. Eagles, I don't follow the Chiefs. Screw the Raiders. Jets twice, Washington, Tennessee, Cowboys, Ravens. It's 11. It's 11. I gotta look into, and it's probably more than that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look at some of the rankings. Y'all give me a second. Let me look at some rankings. It's called parody. Yeah. All right. Let me see. This is just random. All right. Let me see if any of these guys are in the top. And again, remember, a lot of this is based off of last year. Some of these teams have changed. Some of them have gotten even better. All right. I think we're here now. All right. Okay, Raiders trash. We ain't worrying about them. Based off of the teams we play. Giants trash. They 23rd. We ain't worry about them. Rightfully so. Okay. Tennessee got our number though till we figure that out. All right, I'm at 7th. Carolina 17th. We should be fine. Okay. The Chiefs, middle of the pack, 16. Ain't worrying about them. Chargers got our number right now. All right, here we go. Top teams. Here we go. In the top 10, pretty much. Denver, we played them. That's one for us. Buffalo twice. Baltimore. Commanders. Patriots twice. Jets twice. Dallas, number 3. Philly, number 2. We don't play San Francisco, number 1. So that's 11 in the top 10. But again, Chargers and Titans got our number. That's 13 right there. 13 of our 17 games is going to be something to watch. Telling y'all. 13 of our 17 games is going to be something to watch. Ain't no give-ins. Ain't no gimmies. Ain't no gimmies. 13 of the 17 games. We definitely got to bring it because our defense can hold, but theirs can too. And we got to be able to hold more than them. We're ranked 5 on this list. So based off of everything, and this is a projected list. This ain't a last year list. We're ranked number 5 based off of that. And that list I was going off of were with the free agent acquisitions and losses and trades, everything, what they factored in. They have us at number 5. But 13 of 17 games is going to be the real deal for us. Last year when we did this exercise, about 8 games. 8 games were the real deal for us. Now it's 13. Appreciate you, Ace of Spade. So we'll see. Next up, somebody asked me about Tyreek Hill's situation, my current thoughts. Nothing has changed. It's the same. I told y'all it may not even be taken care of this year. The conclusion of all of this, these things take a while. At the end of the day, it's unlikely for him to get suspended unless Roger Goodell wants to make a statement because of precedent, his history of never having any consequence for things that happen. So that's up to Goodell. Time will tell. We'll see. Well, I had been told y'all it was highly unlikely for him to get arrested or anything like that, even if charges are brought. But yeah, ain't nothing new. It's nothing new. I'm sure that they're settling this situation. They should be. All right. Someone asked, Jets or Bills, who's scarier? Y'all put in the comment section, who's the scarier team right now, Jets or Bills? Give me your thoughts in the comment section before I answer it. I'll answer it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jets. I already know what the Bills are. We know what we're going to get from them. Now it's going to be harder this year with the Bills if their secondary ain't hurt. Because don't forget, remember last year, first game, whole depleted secondary. The whole secondary is depleted. And we had to methodically win that game. Time of possession, milking the clock. Because we it was bend but don't break, but we just bent them too far back. They didn't break, we just bent them the whole game. It was one of those time management games where we walked out of there with the victory and nothing special. The second game, they claimed Josh Allen was playing most of the season on that shoulder or whatever was there ailing him. This year, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And when do we play them again? Like, let me see. When is the first time we play them? Yeah, we got them October 1st. Week 4. We got them in week 4. And then the last game of the season. Dang, boy. I hope they ain't setting our boy up for failure, man. Because if our season come down to the last 5-6 weeks, like, Jesus, do y'all realize, like, have y'all just stopped and looked at our last 7 games? Let me give you the last 7 games. The new and improved Jets, Washington Commanders, Tennessee Titans, the Jets again, and then the last three, in my opinion, is a little bit of a gauntlet because these teams know what they doing in December, in January. We don't. It's the Cowboys, Ravens, and the Bills. Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills. Boy, I'm telling y'all, there ain't, unless there's major injury, there ain't no way we won't get our answers to many of our questions this year. There ain't no way, unless there's major injuries, and I guess that'll be an answer anyway. But outside of major injury, there ain't no way we ain't gonna have an answer on some of the questions that we wondered for 3 years. There ain't no way. However it goes will determine the future of many. The December and January this year may determine the future of many. Unless we undefeated out here and we ain't worrying about the playoffs late in the season, but that's hard to imagine. John Curry said, TD, a lot of people follow you here in the Bahamas because we are Dolphin fanatics in the Bahamas. I would love for you to come here and watch a game with us and stream. We will provide everything. Oh boy, I ain't gonna lie. It would take a lot for me to get up out of my humble abode, man. It would take a lot for that to happen, bro. Me and my wife got this thing, we don't know about leaving. I mean, it's the Bahamas, but we don't know about leaving this coastline, man. But, hey, something like that could happen one day. I think I would just have to, be very in tune with the plans. All right. So if it sound right, hit me up. All right. But yeah, just hit me up. If it makes sense, it makes sense. All right. How can Tua, and shout out to the Bahamas, man, and my homie Horsey Head too. Shout out to the homie Horsey Head. But John Curry, man, hey, that's what's up, man. I trust me, I know I got a lot of people in the Bahamas that watch the show, bro. A lot of people. I look at my analytics, it's number 2, and it's up there, real big showing. Said don't do it to you. Oh man. How can Tua get better? How can Tua get better? Just continue to put the work in and be better. I just think that methodically he needs to continue to just grow, do what he does well, and continue to do it. And don't focus on so many areas to get better, just one at a time. Continue to have good decision making. Last year didn't end very well with decision making, but for the most part, you had a really solid decision making season, in my opinion. Continue that, because you need the anchors to hold on to, that grounds you, as you continue to learn to get better. But again, I just think the one thing he can fix, and it just takes immense practice, just continue to work on the ball placement. Nobody's perfect, but we miss out on a lot of huge opportunities. And what people keep pointing out to me, every quarterback does, but we do more than others. And we don't have to acknowledge that, but we do. Just get more consistent in the ball placement, and we'll put up more yards and points as a result. It'll happen. Let's take a quick intermission and read some of the super chats. Let's see. G Money said Browns D line stacked and O line stacked. PFF no. Yeah. Yes, sir. He said Jets better than the Bills. Real QB. Bills swept. That's gonna be interesting how that shape out this year. What you think about D Hop to the Titans? They're gonna win that division. I believe they'll win that division. And they'll be right back up there winning 11 or 12 games this year. People don't now remember, if their O-line has gotten better. A lot of people don't realize that the Titans had a 3 or 4 game lead in that division before Derrick Henry and Tannehill got hurt. And they also don't realize they were doing all of that with the worst offensive line in football. The Titans were ranked 32nd in O-line last year. A lot of people didn't know that. That O-line was horrible last year. Horrible. Even with all of that, they were winning that division by 4 games until they got hurt. And Malik Willis couldn't win a single game. So if they made a few improvements on the O-line, which they obviously invested in it, but they also have D-Hop to fill in for A.J. Brown, they'll win that division. And they'll take a playoff spot, obviously. Now it's just a matter of, does Trevor Lawrence and company, the Jaguars, do they get enough wins to make the playoffs? Because remember, they have the easy schedule, y'all. They play the weaker teams in the league. The AFC East and the NFC East, we have the worst schedules in the NFL. The toughest schedules in the NFL. So don't sleep on those teams that don't, okay? Light of Essence at West Wing said, how's the family, TD? Nice seeing you online. Fins up. They're great. They're great. The wife started the show tonight. She obviously was taking over on that was funny though. She hit that live button. I can't believe her. I had it loaded, but she hit it. But the family's doing great, man. All the boys been having fun for the summer. Just got back last week. I took it was a boys trip. We all went to Key West. We were there for 4 days, I think, doing some fishing, night fishing and day fishing and all that good stuff, man. It was all of us went. Me and all 4 of my sons, my dad as well, and my brother. So we were having a good time in Key West. But the family's good, man. They're doing great. Glenn, thank you for the love and the donation, brother. He said, I got something I'm going to bring up on the round table to prove Bills are more scary. I can't wait. I want to hear that. I'll see you Wednesday night then. I'll see you Wednesday night. That should be interesting. Elder Bruce Jones in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I love you, brother. That's my guy, man. That is my guy. Salute to you, man. We got to get up together, man. I'll be in Key West in September. Yeah, but y'all know I go to Key West every year, but this is the first time me and all the boys went. It's the first time. I wanted them to experience it. Because me and my dad went when I was growing up every year, sometimes twice a year. But this was the first time me taking all my boys, all the boys. So it's always good. But yeah, anywho, let's continue on our list. Middle linebacker, who takes it? That's interesting. So I'm going to tell you now, the best middle linebacker on this team is David Long. But will he be ready? Will he be healthy enough? Last we heard, he retweaked his injury, and that concerns me. And will he stay healthy? But at the end of the day, he's the best linebacker we got on this team in the middle. So my bet is him if he's healthy. Otherwise, I don't care because I don't have faith in none of them until they prove it. I don't have faith in none of them until they prove it. Okay? And where in the heck is Channing Tindall? They act like they didn't even want to look at the man last year. So, man, that's another conversation. Is Noah making the roster? Let me go to the next question. I don't know. Like, I ain't got no good analysis on that. I ain't got nothing for you. Oh, man. Who knows? He shouldn't have made it for 3 years, but they had to. So who knows? It is what it is, man. What does a Austin Jackson breakout mean for us? Man, sorry, y'all. Austin Jackson breaks out. That's massive. Do you know how much of a saving grace that'll be for Chris Greer? What, you know what? Real talk. One player, Austin Jackson alone. If he break out, do you know how the whole narrative on Chris Greer? It don't change greatly, but it is shifted. It shifted a little bit. If Austin Jackson can ball out this year and play at the, man, I ain't even got high expectations. I'm just going to say the top half of his position. So if there's like 80 tackles, if he's top 40, and that ain't breakout, but I'll take that. But if he top 20, I guess let's go with breakout. If he top 20, man, the whole outlook of Chris Greer changes. And it helps us for the future. It helps us for the future. Because y'all got to understand, Armstead ain't forever. His days are numbered. What he got? 1, 2, at best 3 years left in this league? At best. So at some point, you're going to need to replace the right and left tackle. Austin Jackson hit, you just got the left tackle. And I can tell you now, if everything work out like Tua and all of that stuff, then you already know what your first round pick is next year. It's a left tackle. Well, never mind. I mean, we'll be picking 32nd, so it might be another receiver or something like that. I don't know. Guard or something. Tight end, maybe, or something. We'll see. We'll see. Keys to the division. Go 4-2 in the division. That's the keys to the division. 4-2 or better. You can't get caught up in this 3-3 stuff. 4-2 or better. You got to go 4-2 or better in the division. That's the keys. It ain't, run the ball or go 4-2. You got to go 4-2 in the division. You can't be playing around with 3-3, 2-4, and all that crap. That's the key to the division. Be on the positive side of it. All right. My offensive thoughts overall, I've already explained this earlier. I'm highly concerned about it because we're all going to be optimistic because we're Dolphin fans, but have we been figured out? Like, there's a lot of factors that don't work in our favor this year. Number one, we're coming off of what many may think that we've been figured out. Number two, we got some of the best defenses we playing in the NFL this year. 13 out of the 17 games are real legit teams on defense. And the only two that ain't, that's on out of them 13 is the Titans and the Chargers. They're not at the top, but I put them in there because they got our number until we prove otherwise, which I'm hoping we do this year. So if we do figure those two out, we still got 11 teams that are legitimate top 10 defenses. Dolphin fans, Buffalo, Patriots, and Jets are top 10 defenses. And that's 6 games right there. So we all banking on Vic Fangio. We're all banking on Vic Fangio. I just hope it ain't the same Vic Fangio of the Super Bowl with his advice to the Eagles. Time will tell. Liam Eichenberg, same thing as Noah. I ain't got nothing to say. I don't know. Do we need an extra defensive tackle? Truth is, we really do. First of all, we got two of them that's got contract problems right now that want their money. We got two that got contract problems that want their cash. And who left? Raekwon Davis, who has been... There are two players on this team for some reason, and I have no clue. Dolphin fans think they're good players, and they ain't did nothing in the NFL yet. There are two players, and I ain't talking about Tua. There are two players, though, on defense. Two players on defense that for some strange reason, the Dolphin fans think they're good, great players, and they may end up being, but right now, they ain't did nothing to prove that. In every statistical category and everything they do tells you otherwise. They aren't good. For some reason, we think they good. I'm going to give you one, and I'm going to see if you can guess the second one. One is Raekwon Davis. Ain't did absolutely nothing. Nothing. Now, let's see if you can name the second one. I ain't talking about Baker, and I ain't talking about Ogba. We already know about them. There's one more. For some reason, Dolphin fans think he good. Trust me, he's not at his position. He do one thing good, and it was scheme specific. Dang, I'm shocked none of y'all naming him yet. It ain't Holland. I like Holland. He need to take that next level, but I love Holland. Thank you. Who got it right? Brandon Jones. Why do Dolphin fans think he good? When I watch film on Brandon Jones, just all over the place. Getting beat all over the place. Only thing he good at is run stopping and blitzing. In run stopping, he just got good at that. His early film wasn't good at that. Last year, I saw some positive things in the run game. But in really all he's done, you see him show up sacking a quarterback or hurrying a quarterback, and we just think, oh, Brandon Jones. But his overall game at that position is bad. Well, I wouldn't say bad. He may not be great, but he's a good player. No, bad. Matter of fact, I don't even know. Let me see what PFF got to say. I want to see it. I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I'm tripping. Watch. He might even be rated high on there, and I'll shut my mouth. Let me share my screen. We'll see what PFF say. And they ain't the gospel, but I just want to see if I'm going to have to shut my mouth. Give me a second. All right. He was a 61 last year. That's not trash. It's just not good. But I need to go to premium. I want to go to the premium stats. You know, the ones you got to pay for to really get the breakdown of a player. Let's see. Defense. 61 last year. Limited games. Just had a really bad stretch in the middle. Look at it. Look at this. Oh, he ain't on the screen no more. Let me share my screen. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at the bottom of the screen. Let me go full screen for some of y'all who can't see. Look at the bottom. Rookie year, he was a 60.8. And the only thing he was good at was tackling. Sophomore year, 53.4. Just bad altogether other than pass rush because Flores sent him on blitzes. Only thing he was good at because of zero blitz. And last year, he went back up a little bit to 61.1. His run defense was good. Tackling was average. Pass rush, average, but coverage. All I want y'all to see is coverage. Because in Fangio's system, he ain't going to be used in the Flores system no more. Fangio want him to sit his behind back there unless he's rolling coverage on a blitz. Other than that, he needs to cover with Fangio. And look at his coverage grade in the last row every year. Hasn't broken 60 yet. Hasn't broken 60 yet in coverage. That's all I care about is that coverage grade for him at the position he at. So maybe Fangio will be able to utilize him to the fullest. I don't know. But I promise you and I tell you, when Fangio did his press conference and Fangio said, we got some great players and some good talent in some positions, and in other positions, we just going to have to find it, try to get guys up to speed until we do find it. This was one he was talking about. But guess what? Guess what? Are y'all concerned about Brandon Jones this year? Yes or no in the comment section. Yes or no in the comment section. Are you concerned about Brandon Jones this year? Are you? You ain't got to be concerned. I wouldn't be concerned if I was you. Don't be concerned. Because we went and got Deshaun Elliott. How you spell Deshaun name? Somebody put it in the comment section. How you spell Deshaun? Somebody help me out. There it is. Deshaun Elliott. We went and got Deshaun Elliott. You see them numbers? You see them numbers? Ain't the greatest in the world, but it's sure a whole lot better and more consistent. You see them numbers year after year after year? Do you see them numbers? That's what we went and got. For some reason, these people out here trying to argue with me, oh, Brandon Jones is great. Then why they went and got his replacement? Why they went and got his replacement? You think they brought Deshaun Elliott to sit behind him on the bench? Crazy. Crazy. You think they brought Deshaun Elliott in to sit on the bench behind Brandon Jones? Done. Brandon Jones officially the backup. And lucky us. Somebody argued that with me too. He played for the Lions last year. We cooked him. That was the only game he missed all season last year versus the Dolphins. Can you believe that? Look how easy our offense had it versus them. The only game he missed last year was versus the Dolphins. You don't believe me? Where is he? Where is his game last year on here? What week did we play the Lions? Was it week 8? Something like that. The only game he missed was versus the Dolphins last year. So don't tell me, oh, we cooked him last year. No, we didn't. He wasn't even on the field. They starting safety. Why else you thought we cooked him? Why else you thought they was in that zone most of the game? Because they didn't even have their personnel. They didn't have their personnel. And people like, look how we cooked that defense. Detroit defense was good last year. Not that week. Not without one of their best players. Not without their starting safety. Just facts, man. Just straight facts. You said week 6. I don't know. I don't remember what week it was, but all I know is we got our replacement. So you ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about it. So Brandon Jones, Hey, get better. All right, a few more. Let me see. Y'all give me a second. All right, number 3 target on the offense. I'm hoping that it's chosen Roby Anderson. I don't know what his name is. People be like, "Well, be professional and learn it." Whatever. Chosen Roby Anderson, whatever it is, he need to be the number 3. It's that simple. He need to be. I ain't looking for no Cedric Wilson to be number 3. Why weren't you number 3 last year? So Chosen need to step up and be that guy. Unless Tyreek getting his 2,000, it ain't gonna matter anyway. Somebody keep on messaging. So TD, are you saying you keep Baker? To me, he's been a liability his whole time with the team. I don't really talk about Baker much because he's not a good linebacker. He's been very bad his entire career. I'm not very bad. He just ain't been good to my standard his entire career. And last year, quietly, he had a big year from tackles. But like I always tell people, just because you got a lot of tackles don't always mean it's a good thing. Some people that get beat all day got a lot of tackles because they always trailing. But that's neither here nor there. Jerome Baker had his best year last year. And I still don't know if that's saying much, though. But again, the whole defense, I kind of give them a pass this year because they're going in a new scheme. Maybe this is the scheme for them. Time will tell. This is a lot of their last chance. We'll see how it turns out. Will Tua see any preseason action? Absolutely. Ain't no question about it. Will Tyreek get 2,000? We already talked about that. I hope not. Not in a bad way, but cap casualties. There ain't many because the way our contract set up, it ain't many ways to save money. Who's a cap casualty? I don't want to talk about a cap casualty that's 1 million, 2 million. Outside of that, ain't nobody on this roster a cap casualty. They need everybody who making money anyway. Matter of fact, they need to pay some of them. So I don't see many cap casualties. Unless it's the kicker. Yes, Jason Sanders. But it ain't many on this team at all. And last but not least is number 2 QB. Who will it be? It don't matter. Everybody keep talking about who's going to be the backup quarterback. Will Mike White beat out Jason Sanders? Didn't the new NFL rule say you can have an emergency quarterback, a third one on the roster for game day anyway now? Aren't all 3 quarterbacks should make the roster now? All 3. From my understanding, that's how it works. Sorry. Cedric Wilson not a cap casualty because he got too much guaranteed money on the contract. That's why they keep trying to trade him. They cut him. They still got to pay too much. So, but yeah, the number 2 QB, it don't matter. All 3 of them should make the roster because now you can have an extra roster spot for all 3 quarterbacks. Like it's a rule. They don't want what happened in the San Francisco game to happen again, where they had to run every play and didn't have a quarterback. So that's why I don't understand why people keep bringing that up. Well, who's gonna be who out? All 3 of them making a team on the active roster, unless I missed something about the new rule. Unless I got something wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. Acknowledge me if I'm right. All right, so I've answered everybody's questions, and we're over the 2-hour mark. We'll cut it right there and get ready for tomorrow. A whole lot more streaming to get done. We got to do our projections on players, individually, what we think they're going to do this year, the team expectations, the goals, the player expectations, statistically, all of those things. So we got a lot of good content coming your way. Get ready for it. Also, go check out the AFC East Roundtable. I think we're right at the cusp of 8,000 subs before our first year, because we still got a month and a half before officially having that channel for 1 year, and we're already at 8,000. So go over there and sub if you haven't. Every Wednesday night we're live, and we're gonna be bringing a whole lot more content over there as well. All right. Outside of that, thank y'all so much for tuning in to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Thank you to everyone who hit the like button. Thank you to all those who donated to the channel, helping us do bigger and better things. Call it the training camp fund. Y'all just helping me get down to camp instead of taking out of my kids' pockets. So I appreciate y'all. I'm glad to be back because a lot of people saying glad that I am back. I am glad to be back. But we got a lot that we're going to be going over. Just stay tuned. And I appreciate everybody who rocks with this channel. Salute to the homie Shake Money, Cap for Life, Grin Paliker. I see y'all in here. Shout out to everyone, man. Love y'all so much. Y'all take care of yourselves. We still got a lot to talk about too, but we'll get to it. We're going to have a lot more open panels as well, bringing the gang on, having some good conversations. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Fins up no matter what. Peace. I am out. I love y'all, man. I'll see you soon. Glad to be back.